back again. I'm gonna do some flaring, hopefully. I have the best, only the best. We're gonna get to work on this, see what I can do. Wish me luck, because me and flaring, we haven't gotten along in the past. So, do the routine. Yeah, look at that. Looks like the clear worked. I don't see any rust spots. Yeah, good deal. It hasn't rained or anything, but it's been cold and hot, so things have gotten moisture on them. So I'm pretty happy with that. I don't know how long it'll stay, but hey, it didn't come back to a big old rusty chunk of cast iron, so that's good. Okay, she's open. It looks like a pretty quality kit for being from Harbor Freight. I mean, we'll see. They all look okay until they break on you in the most inopportune time. I've had one of these break before. First things first, in all flaring things, and this is because I know me, we're sticking this thing on there. Stick the fitting on first, because if I don't, I will make the first perfect flare of my life, and this thing won't be on. That's the way it goes. Should have brought a wire brush apparently, or cleaned out the fitting better. I don't want to fit on there. It's fairly straight. Got a little bend at the top. I guess that's what's screwing me up. But man, I don't know that I can bend it much more over without messing up what I already got right there. Come on. Come on. I need a lot further than that. I need a lot further than that to get the flaring tool on there and everything. I'm gonna get a wrench. I'll be right back. See if we can spin it on there. What a pain. I want to get it way down to here. And it looks straight, but if you start looking at it, it's got a little whoop-de-doos in it. But I'm not going to waste my time trying to fix those. I think that would just be a waste of time, and I'd probably put more in there. This is something that I didn't expect. This is what takes so much time. The unexpected trouble. It takes 15 minutes to get started. Let's see what we got there. See if we got enough room to work with. That should be enough to work with. This is going to be my deburr, hopefully. Let's see how this works out. need something to file off the end here. Alright, this is what I got. Emery board for filing nails. Well, that looks better. Okay. So this is saying it's a 316, so this is the die for the 316. So, from what I understand, this comes up to the bottom, the thickness of this thing. I think that's it. I think they're as closed as they can get. Let me do a little bit more. I don't want to strip them, because again, I'm sure these are made out of the finest pot metal. Okay, so then I believe we put this collar, or whatever you want to call it. I've heard you kind of oil them. Let me get some oil. No oil. I found soap. So I don't know if soap is, I mean, it seems like it would lubricate. Here goes nothing. Supposed to do this until this button here touches the bar. Alright, here goes nothing. Keep some fluid in there. Well, that should be plenty. About as full as I can get it, and it's not going anywhere, it's just going to recirculate. So here we go. I can't believe the rust that falls out of this hood onto the fender. That hood is probably going to rip in half on me whenever I get to highway speeds. Here's a shock. It doesn't smell any better in here. Open the doors, get the smell out. And from what I can tell, this will push it all the way in. This brake pedal will push the rod all the way in, so there's no reason to really bench bleed it. It's not going to go any further with bench bleeding than it will just normally. So I'm going to go ahead and put this bolt in. We're going to pump it. I'll let you see the master cylinder while I'm doing it, and then I can review the tape and see if all the bubbles are out of it or not. Okay, she's in. Go watch the master cylinder for me, if you wouldn't mind. If you'd be so kind. Alright, I've done the best I can with what I got. Time to bolt them on. Cross your fingers, guys. That flare looks crappy to me. We're gonna tighten it to the tightest we can and hope that smashes it into somewhat of a double flare. Yes, I usually use line wrenches. I don't have any right now, or have any with me. They do help. I'm just going to try to go to that point right before it rounds off more than it already is. I don't believe I did that. I believe that was like that when I started. I'll leave it at that. Okay, here goes nothing. Still nothing. Nothing I'm seeing anyways. Okay, well, I couldn't get pressure in the brakes. I've got all the bleeders except for the driver's side front cracked. The front, I might be able to get it with a 6-point quarter-inch socket, I don't know, or some better vice grips. I didn't have very good vice grips on here, but yeah, there's probably a 110% chance that it's gonna break. I'm not getting any pressure on the pedal at all. So I'm just gonna crack them open. I've got the brake pedal down. I think that's the right way to do it. And just gonna let it gravity feed. Feels like I just get here and then I've got to head out lately. So I've not been getting a whole lot accomplished. It just takes time. But you know, so far, even though there's no pressure, this isn't leaking. This newly flared line, I don't know. I don't think it is anyways. It's a little wet, but I don't think anything's coming out of it much. So we'll just see what happens. We'll just wait. I mean, could have went worse. Hopefully we'll have something different. Maybe we'll have at least all the fluid gone out of the master cylinder next time I come. But I was surprised that I got 3 out of the 4 broke loose, because usually on a truck this old, it's been sitting this long, they're welded in there. They might as well be part of the wheel cylinder. So all right guys, well, thanks for watching, and I hope to be back here soon and with brakes. May do a little bit better drive next time. See ya. Well, things didn't go as planned today. I was trying to get the master cylinder connected and bled, and I had a heck of a time. No pressure. And basically, as far as I'm concerned, those caps, wherever they are, that you put in there to bleed it, aren't worth a darn. I couldn't get pressure. I finally stepped on it, reached over, plugged it with my finger, and got it to actually build pressure. After that, it wouldn't go anywhere. The fluid would not go anywhere. I'm guessing the lines are just jam-packed full of crap. I have gotten fluid to the driver's side front, which immediately blew a line, and the driver's side rear, but nothing to the driver's side or the passenger side rear, nothing to the passenger side front. I blocked off both the driver's side's lines to try and force the fluid over to this side, you know, over to the passenger side on both sides, get a stiff pedal. And such a stiff pedal that this is supposed to be straight. It's not straight anymore, not by a long shot. So I'm going to go home and straighten this. I'm going to come back, and the next time I come back, I'm taking the whole junction block apart and I'm blowing air through it, because apparently I have some hellacious blockages in this system, which, I mean, you saw the master cylinder. It was full of rust. I mean, you can rightly assume that the lines are full of muck too. So I was hoping beyond hope that I could push it through, push it out, flush the system out by using the brake pedal, but I think at this point, I mean, I've damaged this, you know, I'm probably really close to damaging the master cylinder. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go backwards and take the lines loose, blow air through them, confirm that they're actually getting stuff through them, and then put it all back together. Buy new wheel cylinders, new hoses, and put it all together. I'm assuming that if I would have actually started it up and drove it with the 2 brakes, you know, I could have actually did a better drive. I also managed to shove my foot through the floorboard today. So it's just been a real great day. Bent the push rod on the master cylinder, shoved my foot all the way through the rusty floorboard. Yeah, nothing good happened today. Nothing. I fought this thing for, I think, probably 3 hours, 4 hours. Only wins, I guess you could say, is getting pressure to the master cylinder, because I was about 2 seconds from taking it back and getting a new one, thinking it was bad. It turned out it was just, like I said, bench bleeding. The only way to go is to take those hoses and put them up in there. That's the only sure way, I think, to get any kind of real pressure, get all the air out. I'm sure some people will tell me I'm wrong, but this did not work. I tried it twice with the caps, and it acted, the front reservoir that's for the rear brakes acted like it had pressure the whole time. The back reservoir, which is for the front brakes, never ever acted like it until I finally stuck my finger on there and primed it that way. Kind of a setback, but I knew this brake system was crap, so I was assuming I was going to need wheel cylinders, hoses, and all that, but I've never had a brake system be so plugged up that I can't push it through with, you know, with hydraulic pressure from the master cylinder. So we're halfway there, but I mean, I don't think it's going to work. You know, bending that rod pretty much proves that it's putting too much pressure on the whole setup, and I don't think it would bend the firewall, but you know, it could. You're just, you know, you're putting tons of stress on stuff that's not meant to, it's meant to move smoothly. So there's a block right down here, right on the driver's side, way down there, but it's pretty easy to get to underneath. I'll probably jack it up and just work on getting all the lines out of there. I think there's 2 lines in and 3 lines out, so 1 for the front, 1 for the back end, and then 1 out to the rears and 2 out to each front wheel. So I'll get those all loosened up, and I'll run pressure through all of them, I guess. You know, I'll run them from the master cylinder to the block, and then everything out from there. I don't have a good way to do it. I was thinking compressed air, but I don't know. Pretty sure my clear coat is gone, and this thing's starting to rust now because it's had copious amounts of brake fluid poured on it. So yeah, no real good news. I mean, try to stay on the bright side, but not a whole lot of it right here. But well, I know what I have to do. I know I got to grab some more parts. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way working on cars is. Separates the men from the boys, for sure. What do you think, gas or truck? Look how high that thing is off the ground. I wonder if it's still got 6-cylinder springs in it. But yeah, I started jacking it up. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty cool. I would never do that, but it's interesting for sure.